This is the 2023 Ford Expedition Stealth. Now this Expedition here is brought to us by Ford of Canada. Unfortunately, it is not for sale, but we will do a quick walk around, show you the ins and outs of the all-new Expedition Stealth. Now this particular one here is finished in Rapid Red Metallic, which is a beautiful tinted clear coat color, and I think fits the Stealth Performance Edition of this Expedition very, very nicely. We're going to take a quick walk around the outside here, starting with the front end. Now this Expedition does have the Stealth Performance Package, which Ford calls the 304A, which is sort of their order code, but they use that to kind of signify the difference of this one having the Stealth Performance. Now for 2022, the Expedition did receive a bit of a facelift and gave it these beautiful LED headlights. It also pairs very nicely with the LED fog lights down there at the bottom. You also have front parking sensors that do run along the bottom of the bumper here. Beautiful gloss black accents as well. Blacked out Ford logo, and of course you do have the blacked out Expedition badge on the hood. Now I do want to briefly explain the Stealth package and what you get with the Stealth package. So there are two different versions for the Stealth. There's the Performance and the sort of non-performance version. This one being the Performance version, which brings you extra horsepower. You also get different suspension tuning. But with the Stealth package, we do have fully blacked out accents, just like I previously mentioned. You also have different wheels, different interior styling as well. And speaking of power, powering the Stealth Performance is a high output 3.5 liter EcoBoost engine, which makes 440 horsepower and 510 foot-pounds of torque, which rockets this massive Expedition to 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds and can tow up to 9,000 pounds. Now the Stealth Performance is available in both the regular and the max wheelbase configuration, but is only available on the limited trim level, so it's sort of a package that is available on the limited only. And as we move around to the side here with the Stealth package, we do have these beautiful 22-inch gloss black wheels, and it has the sort of machined lip you see it kind of goes around the outside, and it is wrapped in a general grabber all-season tire. Now this particular Expedition has the continuously controlled damping with road preview. Now it's a bit of a mouthful, but that means that this Expedition senses the road and adjusts the suspension accordingly to make the most comfortable or sporty ride. We do have the gloss black housing for the mirrors, which does include the side view camera indicators, and of course it does have the blind spot system up there in the corner. Now this is the regular wheelbase version. There's also a max wheelbase, which does extend the back a little bit just to give you a little bit more trunk space, and also the third row seat legroom. But as we kind of move around to the back end here, we do have the updated facelift sort of LED taillights, which again was introduced for 2022. But you'll see here we also do have the gloss black accents sort of along the trunk line, and also the Expedition badge there. We have your limited badge there on the left hand side. Gloss black lower grille here, and we also do have the cover. There is a tow hitch receiver in behind that here, but you can cover it up just to make it a little bit more of a cleaner look. We do have the dual exhaust back there, which is also a part of the Stealth Performance. We'll take a quick look in the trunk here. Now a unique sort of feature of an Expedition is that it does have a split tailgate. So we actually have a little button right here, and that will pop the glass open. So now you can access your cargo area without having to open up the entire trunk. Maybe if you have a height restriction, so it's super convenient. You can just open your cargo area. But we do have a power operated trunk. And you can see here we do have the third row currently in the up position, but we do have power controls right here, not only for the third row, but also the second row as well. So we can drop all the seats from back here super easy. So we can do either individual or we can do them one at a time. But if we click 3R, it will drop the third right seat. Power operated, of course, again. And you can see with it down, you have an enormous amount of space back here. And again, this is the regular wheelbase, so if you need more space, you can get the max version with the Stealth Performance. We also do have a subwoofer back here for the 22 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system. Fantastic sound system, one of the best systems in the industry. We also have a 12 volt connector back here, lots and lots of tie down points. We also do have some additional storage underneath here, and it is on a nice sort of heavy duty hinge, so it stays up and it doesn't fold down on you, but we do have additional storage down here. And we also have the tire changing jack right here as well. And if we take a look at the interior of this Expedition Stealth, we do have power deployable running boards, which will greet you as soon as you open up the door. And they do have the sort of gloss black on the side there, so when it's tucked away, it's basically invisible, you can't see it. But we do have full leather seating here with the limited model, and it does include the red accent stitching. That's not only on the seat, but it's scattered throughout the entire interior. So you'll see it on the dash, the steering wheel, everywhere, and of course on the second and third row as well. But the seats here are fully power adjustable. They're also heated and cooled, so very comfortable seats, perfect for long road trips or of course city commutes. And if we look at the door panel here, again, nice soft touch leather all throughout. So is that red accent stitching, power controls for everything, of course. We also have 3-way memory that not only works for the seats, but also the 4-way power adjustable steering wheel. So it goes up and down, in and out, all that. And again, does work with the memory. And there's the sort of door speaker for that Bang & Olufsen sound system. Again, 22 speakers, which is an enormous number of speakers, but it sounds phenomenal. Ford really did a great job partnering with B&O for that system there. We have all of your lighting controls right here. We can also drop the third row headrest, so we can actually drop the headrest from here. So maybe if you forget to put them down, you can't see behind the window, you can do that right from here. Power operated trunk, and there's the power adjustable pedals, which of course do work with the memory function as well. But we'll hop inside here, take a look at the key fob. Pretty much the same key fob that Ford has for every single vehicle. Keyless fob, remote start, and also that power trunk release on there, and of course push button start. So we do have that dual exhaust with the Stealth Performance, and it does sound a little bit different. It's not loud by any means, but Ford did sort of tune it a little bit differently for the performance version. Now we do have a beautiful leather wrapped heated steering wheel, which again has the red accent stitching there. Now we also do have adaptive cruise control with lane centering, so this Expedition basically drives itself. The Limited does come with a host of driver assistance features, so it's a very safe, comfortable vehicle to drive. We also have your volume buttons, and then we have controls right here for the fully digital gauge cluster, which does include the, of course, all of your trip and fuel information. We'll use these buttons here to kind of scroll through. So we do have My View. We also have trip and fuel information, vehicle information, which kind of gives you tire pressures, off-road status, all your engine information. We also have the towing section in here, navigation, phone, audio, all your various settings. It's very, very configurable, this gauge cluster. And it also does work with the drive modes, which I will show you here in a minute, but it's very, very configurable. We also have the hands-free phone operation and the track buttons there as well. And right here in the middle, we do have the Sync 4A display. Now, there's two different screen versions for the Limited model. You can get the 12-inch screen, which is kind of like what you see in the F-150s, sort of that horizontal screen, but you can upgrade to this display here. This is a 15.5-inch display. It's massive, it's vertically oriented, which some people may not prefer, but you have the option of doing either the horizontal 12-inch or this vertical screen here, but this is Sync 4A, so it's kind of what you see in like the Lightning, the Mach-E, those kind of things. Very, very similar to that. We'll do a quick walkthrough here. Right in the top corner, this will give you some of your controls and your settings. So we have the 360 camera control, so we can click that and sort of cycle through a bunch of different views via that button right there. Very convenient, especially these things are quite large vehicles, especially the Max version. So it is nice to have 360 camera. Parking, valet mode, all of that right there. We also have all of your settings, driver assistance features right here. I mean, the list goes on and on here. There's a huge list of driver assistance features right there. All your vehicle settings, vehicle hotspot, ambient lighting. I mean, you can scroll forever here. There's a huge list of stuff. You could talk about this for hours. And this has all of your sort of your menu. So your radio, phone, navigation. Of course, we have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is used wirelessly. So a little bit more convenient with the wireless feature there. And then we have, of course, your radio, Sirius XM, navigation, all of that. We can control that right through here. So you can do it super easily. They're kind of just hotkeys down here. So you can click it and it'll kind of go back. Or you can scroll through if you want to access your phone. So it's super intuitive. Ford did a great job with the screen. It's super easy to use. And then the bottom section of the screen is sort of designated to the climate control. So it uses a dual zone automatic system here. And again, we do have heated and cooled seats for both driver and passenger. So you can operate that from right there. Heated steering wheel. And then we also have the rear controls, which we can click right here, and that will bring up the rear climate. It has the sort of climate temperature and then also the fan speed. You can also lock it out, of course, if your kids are messing around with it, you can lock it out. And then you can go back to the front view. We also have a wireless charger down here. Now the Stealth does get unique trim here, so we have sort of like a forged carbon fiber look. Of course, it's not real forged carbon, but it has sort of that look to it. So it's kind of a little bit more different, a little bit more sporty than the regular trim on the Limited. But again, wireless charger and the USB connectors right there. And we do have the 10-speed automatic transmission, which pairs very nicely with that high output EcoBoost engine. Now this one does have the Control-Trac with the electronic locking differential, so we have the rear locker right there, and then we also have manual buttons for the transmission, so you can downshift and upshift via these buttons right here. And we do have a proper four-wheel drive system. This is basically a truck like an F-150, so you have proper four-wheel drive. You can select 2 high, 4 automatic, 4 low, or 4 high, so super nice like that. And we also have hill descent control, and then this in the middle, of course, is your drive mode select, which will allow you to sort of cycle through various drive modes. You'll see it'll try to shift itself into four-wheel drive, and it does give you sort of unique themes for the gauge cluster, unique designs. If you put it into sport, it'll kind of give you more red accents. And again, there's more of the red accent stitching here on the leather wrapped center console, which, just like an F-150, is absolutely massive. We have lots of storage in here. We also have a little divider system. You can put some coins in there. And up top, we do have controls for the twin panel panoramic sunroof, which of course on the Expedition is absolutely massive, and it does have the power shade, so you can click this button right here and it will power operate the shade. So of course you can close it out when you don't want it, when you don't want to open. But we'll take a look into the rear seat area. Again, the power to pull up a running board is super nice, makes it a little bit more of a cleaner look when it's tucked up. But again, beautiful leather bucket seats back here with the red accent stitching. This one has the captain's chair version. You can get the bench seat, but this one is the captain's chair, so you have the little armrest back here. And these seats are also heated, so we do have heated rear seats back here. And we also have, again, that sort of third zone climate control. We also have a host of USB and also 110 volt outlets, so we can keep everything charged up, keep all your devices charged up back here. And to access the third row, all we do is just lift that handle right there, and that will sort of lift the seat up and then slide it forward right at the same time, which gives you an enormous amount of access into the third row. Now, different from an Explorer, Expeditions use 3 seats in the back, whereas the Explorer is only 2. So this one is the 7-seat configuration, but of course you can do the bench seat for the second row here, so we can seat a total of 8. And of course, if you want more space back here, the Max is definitely the way to go. But even being the regular wheelbase version, you still get plenty of space back here. But again, unfortunately, this vehicle is not for sale. But if you're interested in getting Expedition just like this one, feel free to give us a call, or you can visit us at mcpheeford.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next video.